Welcome back, amiros and amigals, to my channel. We have a brand new Nintendo DIY, and I'm so excited because we have a free printout down below in the description for you. So it makes this Nintendo DIY super easy. If you're a huge fan of Animal Crossing New Horizons, this DIY is perfect. You can even make this for your friends or family, especially if they're taking lunch out to work or school, and it's a cute way to show your love for Animal Crossing. While I have you here, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below what is your favorite Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo DIY that is on my channel right now. I have a ton of Nintendo DIYs, so definitely check them all out. If you happen to make this Nintendo DIY or any Nintendo DIY, Nerd DIY on my channel, do not forget to hashtag it Nerd DIY or Nintendo DIY. That way I can share it with all the amiibros and amigals. Okay, so jumping right into this Nintendo DIY, it is super simple. However, you can make this your own. You can either just cut out the shapes and then glue them directly onto the bags, or you can actually trace these onto the bags and then paint them. So I will be showing you all those techniques in this video. Whenever you're using scissors or X-Acto knives, please be very, very careful. They are sharp. So ask your mom, dad, older brother, or older sister to help you out. Don't forget, all materials are down below in the description, including the bags that I used in this video. So when you do print them out, they will be the exact size that you need. You'll need to adjust just in case if we have a different printer, paper, etc. But all the materials I used in this video will be down below in the description. This is definitely my favorite bag from Animal Crossing New Horizons. This Nintendo DIY is perfect because if you're having an Animal Crossing New Horizons party and you need several bags, instead of just cutting it out and then gluing it on there, we'll be actually using it as a pattern. That way you can have duplicates of the bag. So once you do cut it out, put it on the bag and start to trace and outline the image. When you're tracing the pattern, make sure that you use a pencil. That way you can erase any markings. Once you're done tracing out the image, it's time to grab your paintbrush and brown paint. Any type of paint will do, and I'll list several of them down below in the description. Just make sure that you add enough layers and wait till each layer dries before you add another one. If you're scared about going over the lines, just make sure that you use blue painter's tape just to help you out. If you are painting the bags, of course it's a lot more work and it saves you a lot of printer ink just in case if you're running low. Here are a few examples of them being painted on instead of just printing out the printout sheet and gluing them. Once again, I cannot stress enough that all materials are down below in the description, including the bags that I used. They are off of Amazon and I've linked them directly to Amazon down below in the description. Okay, so it's time to show you the easiest way when it comes to making this Nintendo DIY. Of course, when you're done cutting out the shapes, all you have to do is glue them. You can use Elmbers Glue. However, I do advise that you use glue sticks just because they aren't as watery. And we all know from elementary school that Elmer's craft glue tends to be really watery. So to avoid that, I used my finger to smooth it out. If you are using this technique because you're using watery Elmer's glue, make sure that you're very careful with your finger. You do not want to touch the face of Tom Nook, otherwise it's going to show. If you do not know where to place Tom Nook's face, I highly suggest that you actually get a lot of reference pictures. That way you can double check to make sure it's accurate. I decided to place his face a couple of inches above the bottom of the bag. Once again, just make sure you have enough reference pictures. Grab the white piece that you cut out from the printout sheet and actually trace out the nose so you know exactly where to glue it. Out of all the Animal Crossing New Horizons bags, this is one of the easiest ones to make. The other ones will require a little bit of cutting. So once you're done gluing the pieces onto the brown bag, make sure that you also apply enough pressure and wait till the glue completely dries. The next bag that we'll be making from Animal Crossing New Horizons is of course the medicine bag, and I know we are all familiar with this medicine bag just because there is no one out there who's played Animal Crossing New Horizons and never got stung by wasps. Let me know in the comments below if you're either scared of scorpions or tarantulas. When it comes to cutting out the medicine bag pattern, make sure that you actually keep the white border that is right in between both of the blue patterns. We'll be using that as a way to measure the parts out. Do me a huge favor, like this video, comment down below what has been your favorite Nintendo DIY from Animal Crossing New Horizons, and don't forget to share this video just in case if you have friends who also love Animal Crossing. More importantly, do not forget to subscribe, that way you can catch me on my live streams, and of course you can see more Nintendo DIYs coming very, very soon. And if you happen to make this Nintendo DIY or any Nintendo DIY on my channel, again, share it with me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That way I can share it with the rest of the community. If you need to pause this video at any time because you're lost, definitely please do so. Pay close attention to how I measure everything out. There is a small line right in the middle of the bag at the bottom that you can actually use as a reference so you know where to glue these pieces. Once again, make sure that you take your time when making this Nintendo DIY. You definitely don't want to over glue these pieces, otherwise they actually won't sit on the surface cleanly and it'll create bubbles and air pockets. So again, take your time. This Nintendo DIY is all for you, and if you want to change any aspect of this Nintendo DIY, please do so. You can even grab a permanent marker and actually write on those blue lines. You can even put someone's name or your friend's name or your sister or mom or dad's name and fill out a prescription for fun. It is totally up to you. Don't forget to use the white border as a way to measure where to place the blue line. Keep in mind that in Animal Crossing New Horizons, the medicine bag actually has white lettering on that blue headline, and I don't know exactly what it is or what it says. I did my best to try and Google what it was, but I couldn't find it. So again, this is optional. You can grab white paint and actually put lettering in there. It's totally up to you. The very last thing to do on this Animal Crossing New Horizons medicine bag is to finally cut a half circle right in the middle at the top of the bag. If you need to trace it out, use a pencil. That way you can erase any marks. Of course, when using any sharp tools, please be very careful. If you're not of age, definitely ask your parents or older siblings to help you out. The last bag we'll be making from Animal Crossing New Horizons is of course the fish bait, which is something all of us fishers definitely had to make for CJ's fishing tournaments. Making the fishing bait from Animal Crossing New Horizons will require an extra step at the end, but for now, definitely cut out the shape using your scissors. Once again, please be very, very careful with any tools that are sharp. Once you cut out the square, go ahead and round out the edges just in case if you want it to look a little more clean. I did try to make these patterns as accurate as possible, but again, this is your Nintendo DIY. Once again, I'm using the line that's at the bottom of the bag that's in the middle. Feel free to pause this video if needed, but I'm using that line to measure out where to place this design. If the bags are too long in general, you can actually just cut a little bit of the top off. That way it's not too long. When you're gluing anything in general, not just for this Nintendo DIY, you want to apply enough pressure and wait till the glue dries. One trick that you can use just in case if you're scared of it coming off is actually placing a book on top and leaving it there for a couple of minutes. Okay, Amiibros and Amigals, we are almost done. The last step that's needed to making the fish bait from Animal Crossing New Horizons is painting the top of the bag blue. Once again, when it comes to painting, make sure that you apply enough layers and wait till each layer dries. If you're really scared and not confident enough when it comes to painting a straight line across the top, you could always use blue painter's tape. When you've applied enough layers and everything completely dries, go ahead and fold the top. Now all you'll need is 50 more of these bags and you're ready for CJ's fishing tournament. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I hope you guys found this Nintendo DIY really fun and easy to make. You can make these for any Animal Crossing New Horizons parties that you plan on having this year. Again, if you make this Nintendo DIY or any Nintendo DIY, definitely share it with me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. More importantly, do not forget to subscribe. See you next time.